Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kirill, and today we are going to be making Apple Sharlotka. So the ingredients are going to be in the description, but I'm going to do a quick overview. So you're going to need 4 eggs, 3/4 cup of flour and sugar, a pinch of sea salt, a tablespoon of sour cream and orange, and then we're going to need 4 Granny Smith or red apples, slicedly thin cut. Alright. So next thing you want to do is you want to take your 4 eggs and then you want to crack them into the bowl. Alright, that is our last egg. And so now we're going to quickly do a 20-second mix. So just for a couple of seconds, we are going to mix it up just to get it kind of well mixed, as you can see. And next, we actually want to add our sugar. So I have our 3/4 measurement. So you usually want to pour it over. And I'm just going to fill it up. Now I'm going to beat the eggs from 2 to 4 minutes before adding the sugar. So let's start. And you want to start by beating it on a level 8 probably. Alright, we've been beating this for about 2 to 3 minutes. And now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar, but the trick is to add it in very slowly. So I'm going to add in a little bit now, and now we're going to wait for 10 seconds, and then we're going to add a little more. And also you want to do it in a small quantity. Alright, now we're going to add in the last little bit of sugar, and there we go. There's all of our 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And now we want to beat it for probably about 4 more minutes. Alright, this should be the finished product. As you can see, it's not exactly white soft peaks, but it is more of a thicker batter, if you could say so. So next we want to start by mixing it on a medium to low speed. So in this case, 3, or if you don't have a 3, then in between 2 and 4. And then we're slowly gonna tap in the flour, as well as a pinch of salt, which I'm going to get right now. And always measure it into your hand before, because you're always going to pour too much. And then you just grab actually a bigger pinch than you would normally, because this gets really sweet. This dry flour on the sides, you do want to stop it once in a while. And also, as you can see, the flour really made this more thick. So now you kind of just want to scrape down all the sides as well as you can. You don't have to get it all, but it kind of just helps if you get most of it. And then you can just put it back and keep rotating. And last ingredient before you're pretty much ready is sour cream. Just 1 tablespoon. You don't even have to measure it. I just took a random spoon and just put a good amount on it. So now we're gonna kind of plonk this all down. Alrighty, and this helps the silkiness of it. So now we're going to mix it for probably another 30 seconds or to a minute, and then it'll be ready. As you can see, when I lift up the mixer, it kind of spikes and it slowly dribbles down. This is actually perfect. So now I'm going to take this off. Actually, a tip to make this stop from dripping is that if you're about to clean it, you can actually just put it inside all of this, and then you can just take it wherever you want to be, and then you can clean it off later. But in this case, we're so close, we really don't need this. And it's actually really good. It's like marshmallow. Alright. That's a little more clean. I'm going to go wash this.
Clean being a relative term.
Now the very, very last ingredient is just a tablespoon of orange zest. As you can see, we have right here. And you want to just add it in everything. Make sure there's nothing on the bottom, because this adds a little extra flavor into it. And then if there's any on the sides, you can just close it, take it, and then you can just push it down. You want to use a 9-inch pan, and you kind of want to cut out a parchment paper for the bottom, and the rest we're just going to use spray. But a tip to make it a perfect circle is if you have your bottom to your pan, and then you put the parchment paper over, and then what you can do is you can slam it down and hold it there for a couple of seconds, and then actually it makes a perfect circle for you to cut out. And then you're kind of going to put it in, and you want to smooth out all the edges. And like it's fine, the batter will weigh it down. So next for the sides, you can just take this spray, and you kind of want to shake it up, and then you just want to spray in a circle. And if it's not working that well, spray some more. And now that you have a small outer line, you can also put a little flour. So what I usually do is you take a spoon, and then you put it in there. And then what you can do is you can, well, first of all, I need to tighten this. But then you can take it and you can move it along, and all the oil will make it stick. And you kind of want to tap so it kind of moves along. And then as you can see, you have a flour outline. And then you can always move this down and kind of smooth it out even some more. All right. So next, what we want to do is, now we want to take our batter and we want to fill it up pretty much halfway. We want to use half of the batter. It's ribboning beautifully. All right, so I'm going to use a spatula to get rid. And now you kind of want to smooth it out to every corner. Make sure everything's perfectly even. And next we want to take all these thinly sliced apples. So pretty much you just want to lay them out in a beautiful pattern. So you kind of want to make like a circle. And then you want to keep making it. Ready? All right, so next we want to pour the other half on top. I'm going to scrape out all the stuff on the inside. And this will puff up more in. So now we just want to get all this super tasty stuff out. Alrighty. Now that we have that, we're going to put it into the oven, and the oven is preheated to 350 Fahrenheit. But before we do that, we have to add in the rest of the apples on top. So for the top, I like to, since we have a lot of apples, you want to put it more up. So instead of more sideways like we did down at the bottom, we want to put it more up. And I like to use a little bigger pieces because they kind of just make it look better, and also they brown better. All right, and this is completely optional, but you can add a little cinnamon to the end and on top. This also browns it, but it also adds that little extra flavor to all the apples. And you actually want to add a good amount. And, well, it's really optional. I like a good amount. You may not. But there we go. Now we're going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Right, so it should be perfect right now. And just if you want to test it one more time, you can grab a toothpick and slot it in. And if it comes up perfectly, there's nothing on it, that means that that is baked wondrously. So now I'm going to pull it out. Now we are going to take it over here. And now we want to wait for it to cool for about 10 minutes. But while we're doing that, you can also take any knife and slit around the edges just to loosen it up. All right, we are going to take it out. It should be cool enough that you can literally take the whole form off. As you can see, this is looking beautiful. I'm just going to pick it up onto this and move it a little closer. It's the perfect shade of brown, as you can see. And so now we are going to cut a slice out of this. It's very moist, as you can see. and it crumbles a little, but that's fine. You really have to saw it mostly. We have cut our piece, so now we are going to slowly lift it off the parchment paper. Oh, there we go. It's very moist. It's a very moist cake. But as you can see, that is beautiful. Now I can't wait to try this. Oh, yeah. Mmm. Mmm. That is so good. There's like hot cinnamon apples, and there's like this really good moist bread on the outside. That is so good. Mmm.